guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be cooking up some homemade chicken noodle soup. So I have been sick for several days, you guys, and I have been indulging on the canned chicken noodle soup, and it has not been good. I have been craving my homemade chicken noodle soup recipe, and I'm finally in the mood to be able to start cooking again. I'm feeling much better than I was yesterday. So we are going to get cooking up this delicious recipe. We're going to be using the Instapot today, and what I love about cooking chicken noodle soup in the Instapot is it cooks so fast. So let's go ahead and get started with this recipe. So before we get started cooking up our chicken noodle soup, we're going to go ahead and prep out all of our vegetables. So you definitely can save time by buying your vegetables already chopped up for you. That definitely makes things a lot easier because the hardest part about this recipe is getting all your vegetables chopped up. So I just like to make my chicken noodle soup the traditional way. I love using onions, carrots, and celery, but you definitely can add other vegetables in your soup as well. I've seen people add spinach or kale or mushrooms, but like I said, I do mine extremely traditional because I love a good, just traditional bowl of chicken noodle soup. So like I told you guys, I have been sick all weekend long. It has been awful. I've just had a really bad cold, and all I've been able to really keep down is soup. But I told you guys I had some chicken noodle soup, the canned one, and it was just not doing it for me. So I said, as soon as I feel better, I'm gonna make my favorite chicken noodle soup recipe that I've been making for years and years. And I used to make it on the stove top, but making it in the Instapot saves so much time because it only takes about like 20 minutes in the Instapot, which is why I love cooking it in the Instapot versus cooking it on the stove. But you definitely can pop all of these ingredients in a slow cooker, and you can cook it for 6 to 8 hours as well. Okay, so now that we have our onions, our celery, and our carrots all chopped up, I have the Instapot on saute, and I have about 2 tablespoons of some butter. I'm going to pop the butter in the Instapot, and then I'm going to saute the veggies. Now, you don't have to saute the veggies. You could just pop the vegetables in here and go ahead and continue with the rest of your soup. But I find that the soup gets so much more flavor when you saute the vegetables first. So I definitely recommend doing that. So I've made this chicken noodle soup a few times now in the Instapot, and I've made it 2 ways. I've made it where I just dump everything in the pot and cook it up, and I've also made it where I sauteed the vegetables first, and I just strongly recommend sauteing the vegetables first because it brings out so much flavor. Like, you get the flavor from the onions and the celery and the carrots, and I feel like when you just throw everything in the pot, you just don't get as much flavor as you usually do when you saute it. So now I'm just seasoning up all those veggies. I'm just using some fresh garlic, some salt, and some pepper. So now that the vegetables are all sauteed, I let them cook for about 10 minutes to soften up and really bring out that flavor. Now I'm going to be adding the chicken breasts, and I'm just going to put that directly into the pot. Okay, so we have the chicken breast in here, we have the veggies. Let's add our, I use the reduced sodium chicken broth. Let's go ahead and pour it in there. I use about 6 cups of chicken broth. And I use a little bit of water, probably about 1/2 cup of water. Water to that. And I have some fresh herbs. This is some thyme and rosemary. Just going to sprinkle that in there. And a little bit of salt. And some pepper. I kind of just mix it up a little bit. Just gonna get everything mixed in. Go ahead and put the top on, and then we're gonna be ready to get it cooked up. Okay, so make sure your Instapot is on sealing, and once it's on sealing, we are going to pressure cook this for 15 minutes. Okay guys, so I just manually released the steam out the Instapot. Now that the steam is all out, we are going to take the chicken out, and we're going to put the chicken in this bowl, and we're going to just shred the chicken. while we are shredding the chicken, we are going to be using these egg noodles, and we're going to put the Instant Pot on saute and let the noodles cook in the Instant Pot probably for about 5 to 10 minutes. So let's get the chicken out. Ooh, that smells incredible. That smells so good. Chicken. Now turn the Instant Pot to saute. And let's put the noodles in. And let the noodles cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. So the Instant Pot gets the chicken so juicy and tender that like you can see the chicken just falling apart. So you just take 2 forks and it shreds very easily. I know some people will use a food processor to do it, but that's really unnecessary because doing it with 2 forks takes the same amount of time as it would take you using a food processor. Okay, so the noodles are all done. It took about 7 minutes for them to cook up. They're nice and tender. You can see how good that looks. Let's add our chicken into our soup. All that chicken we shredded. Mix it all up. This smells so good right now. Oh my goodness, this smells amazing. All right, let's give the soup a taste. Try a little bit of that broth. Ooh, that's really good, but it just needs some more salt. A little more pepper. And a little bit of some garlic powder. And that is going to do it. And you can turn it off saute because it's already cooking up. It's already done cooking. It smells so good. Let's try a little bit of the broth now. Ooh, that's really good. Perfect. It tastes so good. Let's go ahead and fix our bowl of soup. It is smelling the kitchen up so good. Look how good this looks. And I did a lot of chicken. You don't have to do this much chicken. I did 1.5 pounds, but I like a lot of chicken in my soup. Let's get some juice. Oh, this looks so good. And let's top it with some parsley. Look at how good that soup looks. Some parsley on top. And there you have it, some homemade chicken noodle soup. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed cooking up that chicken noodle soup recipe. I'm gonna go finish enjoying my bowl of that chicken noodle soup. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and hit that subscribe button. I'll be seeing you all very soon with a new video. Bye.